Have you ever wondered if you were really in love in a previous relationship? What if you think you might be in love with this person, but you don't know for sure? Chances are if you have to ask yourself that, then you probably not. The feeling of love is really amazing when you connect with someone on a deeper level. You learn and grow together, but sometimes this isn't the case and you realize that your relationship is no longer working. In these cases, it's either time to end it or try to fix it. If you're still confused, here are 17 signs you were never in love. You've only known them for a short period of time. If you fall in love with someone within a week of meeting you, then it's probably passion, not love. You can be physically attracted to someone in seconds, get to know them a bit within a few weeks or months. But when you be with a person in a long period of time, you'd open up, share stories, know more about them, what is going on in their life and how they behave. You don't think about them. Is it difficult for you to think about your partner and focus on the relationship? If they don't come across your mind every now and then, there might be a problem. When you love someone, you think of them from time to time, because you think they're special, or they make a change in your life and it's not easy to forget.
You weren't being honest with each other. It is easy to blame someone when there is dishonesty involved. People usually lie because they think it is the best option. Your fear of being dealt with the truth makes you avoid revealing it. When someone is afraid and doesn't trust others, it usually means they don't have much love in their life. You can easily walk away without taking any damage. If you can easily drop or cut someone out of your life, then you've never really been in love. You were probably lonely or bored and wanted to be with someone. And if you can forget someone easily, you may have done yourself a huge favor by making some time for yourself. You make them feel guilty. Do you always want to be right in a relationship? Do you find yourself always fighting about the smallest things? Want to make them feel bad so you can get the upper hand? If it is true, it means the relationship is quite toxic, then it probably isn't a good idea for either of you. Real love comes when you start to feel empathy for and understand the other person. If you are constantly trying to be right and one-up the other person, it may be an indication of ego or insecurity. You're not growing together. When you love someone, often you end up growing in ways you never thought possible. You and your partner share ideas and experiences, constantly learning and growing, which helps to expand your knowledge and understanding about life. If you're in a relationship and you're not learning from each other, it's probably because the connection you both have is not real and it isn't really love. You don't spend time with them. People who are in love make time for each other and do things together. They enjoy looking for new and exciting adventures together, which is indicative of their growing bond. But, on the contrary, if you distance yourself from them and make excuses to hang out with them, you may not be in love. You're comparing your relationship to others. If you compare your relationship with other people like your friends or people on the internet, you may not be serious about this relationship. If you do something to hurt your partner, it might be harmful to the relationship. You are likely unhappy in your relationship and want to end it. In that case, you should ask yourself, why am I with them in the first place? You don't say I love you to them. Sometimes you don't have to say I love you to actually love someone. Although it feels great to hear if someone says it to you. Expressing your love for them in words can make them feel safe, special, and loved. But when you're not in love, you don't feel the desire or need to say it. Even if you do, it wouldn't feel real. While if you're in love, everything will feel natural and genuine. You don't care what they're doing. If you love someone, you'll have at least some interest in what they do or want to know where and who they're hanging out with. If you find that you don't care at all, you might not into them as much as you think. Those feelings start to fade away. You may feel intense passion for someone in a very short time frame. Your heart races as you feel a deep connection with each other. Everything seems perfect as the two of you share your love. Your love for each other grows stronger every day. Then gradually, those feelings begin to fade away. The repetition begins to feel tiresome. It could just be an infatuation, or you're feeling bored and wanted some attention. That's not a true love. You do not bother to connect with their family or friends. If you have no interest to get to know your partner's family or friends, this might be a sign that you're probably not in love. If you don't want to connect with part of your partner's life, that means you're blocking yourself from part of their life, so you're not in love with them as a whole. You don't see a future with them. If you ask yourself if you will ever see a future together with your partner and your answer is no, so you may not love them. If you're not planning things like a trip or things you'll do together in a year, then you probably aren't in it for the long haul. If you're not ready for commitment, then you probably don't love them. There's something off about the relationship. If the relationship breaks out, then problems arise. If you're in love, you don't go on and off of the relationship. If you fantasize about the perfect partner and your partner doesn't match your reality, that can be a problem too. In this case, it's not them, it's you. You have expectations that don't always match reality, and lastly, you don't communicate effectively. Talking would be like engaging in small talk without acknowledging each other's feelings. The conversation is superficial and you are unwilling to take the conversation deeper and share each other's thoughts. If you notice any of those signs, it may be a sign that the relationship isn't right for you. You aren't being yourself with them. One of the many wonderful things about love is that it accepts and values each person for who they are. When two people love each other, they are able to be themselves completely. However, if there is no true love, you may be afraid to show your true self to your significant other because there's a feeling of being rejected or abandoned. You were attached to an idea, not the person. Most of the time people are chasing the idea of love and not love itself. The longing to have someone to share your life with makes you appreciate people more than you appreciate their personalities. Maybe you were looking for someone who could make you feel good about yourself and be a good fit for your expectations of life. But then, you end up stopped seeing the real person inside. You fell in love with what you thought they were, rather than the person they actually were. You couldn't talk to each other freely about your concerns. Communication is essential for a strong and fulfilling relationship. That includes both good and bad conversations. If you find it difficult to talk about things that bother you, it means you didn't love them enough to feel comfortable talking about everything. Instead, if you were truly in love, you would prioritize solving the problem rather than denying its existence. At the end of the day, you get to decide if someone is the one for you. Ending a relationship can be hard, but if you don't actually love them, it's better to let it go. In the long run, you'll only be hurting yourself and the person you're with. If that person isn't the one you're looking for, you both deserve to seek love elsewhere. Those are 17 signs you were never in love that you need to know. Please tell us what you think in the comments section. Please like and share if you like this video and don't forget to subscribe to see our latest videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.